Hello, my name's Elsie Anakwe. I'm a solicitor and a parenting coach. I'm going to be talking about raising a socially insightful and smart child. The world today, as we know, can be quite difficult for children to navigate, especially when it involves being socially adept. Many children, like adults, they seek validation from friends and family. And, with the digital age and the birth of social media, many children sadly suffer from emotional challenges, making it difficult for them to interact with people when they're not behind a screen, which is what they're used to. So, interacting with people on a one-to-one basis or in a group settings or in group settings, unfortunately some children struggle. So how can adults in their lives help? What can they do? Firstly, I'll say parents need to set good examples. Charity begins at home, as we know. So show children how it's done. Show them how to form good relationships by allowing them to see you engage in happy, healthy, and emotionally stable relationships with people. So obviously, it makes it easier, for them to appreciate and understand what it takes in order to, have that type of relationship that I described. Speak to your children about their relationships, teach them the importance of forming good relationships, allow them to ask questions, encourage dialogue so that you can talk about it, be open and transparent, and try to be non-judgmental and just listen to what they have to say and help them out. Discuss your family values with them. For instance, respect. Teach them about the need to be respectful, the need to, respect other people's views even when they don't agree with it, treating people kindly and fairly, really, treating people how they would like to be treated. The need to play nicely with other people, teach them about caring and sharing. It could be sharing their toys, sharing their sweets, sharing food, being patient, taking turns to do things. These are all very important things that children should be taught, because it will help them to become more socially adept. Respect for adults, for instance, and acknowledging adults, when they're there. This is particularly in the case of preteens and teenagers that we often see them, buried with their heads buried in their gadgets. And, sometimes, adults will walk into the room, they won't even acknowledge the adult, or, adults are asking them to do things and they're busy on, with their gadgets and really just, ignoring the adults. So again, they need to be taught that it is very important to be respectful towards adults. For instance, when an adult walks into the room, or even not just adults, if someone walks into the room and they're there, try to acknowledge them. These are just simple things that they can do. Also, teach them how to speak. I know you'd be wondering how to speak. Yes, I'm talking about the need for them to avoid using hurtful words towards other people. Explain to them that it's okay to be assertive. They can speak up when someone has done something wrong to them, but they need to be mindful of the words they use. For instance, saying something like, "Oh, Susan, you're a fool and you're a big fat bully." No, that's wrong. Instead, the child can say to Susan, "Susan, I feel hurt. You've hurt me. I was unhappy with the way you pushed me around. You shouted and called me names." So again, they need to get into the habit of when someone does something wrong to them. For instance, if they feel they've been harassed, yes, they can speak up, but two wrongs don't make a right. There's no need for them to start using the same hurtful words that someone may have used towards them. So they need to be taught that as well. And it doesn't matter even if Susan, with the example that I use, continues to shout at them. if they do that, it's best to get the child to just walk away, and they can report the incident to an adult. And teaching children about conflict resolution again is important. The need for them not to bear grudges, obviously all these things, it takes practice, finding ways to resolve issues quickly without allowing it to fester, learning to apologize. Again, parents should allow children to see them apologize to other people when they've wronged people. And it's actually important for parents not to make or turn the apologies into punishment, because by doing that, it's going to be difficult for children to learn to apologize when they've done something wrong to someone. And finally, I would say, with a lot of the things associated with parenting, where, we want to teach our children, the best ways often is for us as parents and caregivers to model the behavior that we want our children to emulate. Well, that's the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you have any questions, do leave a comment. You can join our Facebook group, which is the Anakwe Way. You can find us on Twitter, which is the Anakwe Way, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which means that anytime a new video is uploaded, you will be notified immediately. So thank you again for watching. Bye bye.